Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now every year hundreds and hundreds of Lego sets retire, and we as Lego investors want to choose the best ones that are going to give us the highest return on investment. Now we look at different sources for retirement information, and one of the most popular sources is Brick Fanatics' retirement list, where they do monthly updates. In their latest August update, they have predicted that 320 sets in total are going to be on the chopping block for this year. So that means after this year, that 320, if their list and predictions are correct, are going to be off the shelves, no longer available to buy. Now, one of the sets on that list is this one right here, this Lego Technic Monster Jam Max D Monster Truck. Now, this monster truck was released in January 2021 alongside another monster truck, the Monster Truck Gravedigger. Following on from that, a year later, in January 2022, so this year, another two monster trucks were released, the Megalodon and the El Toro Loco. And recently, in the most recent few days actually, there's been some leaks that there's going to be another two Lego Technic monster trucks in this £17.99 point range that are going to be coming out next year, so we can make an assumption they'll be January 1st again, and they are the Dalmatian or Mutt Dalmatian and the Dragon. So looking at that, if those leaks are correct and if the Brick Fanatics' predictions are correct, that to me shows that next year there's going to be 6 of these monster trucks in this kind of Technique sub-theme would have been produced. 5 will still be in production, but 1 would have been retired, and that one will be this one, the Monster Jam Max D. So for me, I think first, as an opener, it's got great investment potential, because any completionists that are new to this Monster Jam theme next year, that see the existing 5 on the shelves, or the only 5 that are still in production on the shelves, and they want to buy them all, they buy all those 5, they realise they missed out on one, and as they're completionists, they want to get all 6. They want to seek out this one on the aftermarket, on eBay, on Amazon, and that's where we, as Lego investors, can command that higher price. So, as an opening, I think this one has a great sense of collectability and could just do quite well on the aftermarket. So next, I want to discuss what can we expect our returns to be on this Monster Jam Max D monster truck. Because as I mentioned previously, this is the first of the mini sub-series of 4 this year, soon to be 6 next year, that has retired. So there's no previous model that we can make predictions or draw comparisons from to kind of make an estimation of what it's going to achieve in the aftermarket once it retires. As that's the case, what I've done is looked at the 5 most recent Lego Technic sets that were also at this £17.99 price point that retired, as I said, most recently, and look at how they are performing today in August 2022. So let's get into that next. Now, those sets are the Lego 42103 Dragster, the Lego 42104 Race Truck, the Lego 42090 Getaway Truck, and the Lego 42091 Police Pursuit, and the Lego 42073 Bash. Now, as I said, out of all of those vehicles there, they've the most recently 5 retired Lego Technic vehicles that were at that £17.99 price point. So to reveal how they're doing today, unfortunately, they are not doing that well. If we look at the price points there, out of all of those 5, only 1 is yielding a profit, and that's the Lego 42104 Race Truck, which is on eBay at the moment after fees. You probably get around £23 if you average it out on all the listings. And even that's only like a 20% return on investment, which is still better than the stock market, but not great, and we probably want to aim for higher. Well, in my experience, I do anyway. But the other 4, as I said, they were all selling below the recommended retail price post-retirement. So, on first impressions there, that's not great for the potential of these Lego Technic sets. But I feel it should be mentioned that these models here, they're not part of a range like this monster truck range is. Like these models here, they're part of a collection, so they do have that element of collectability, which hopefully will drive sales towards them, but also they are based on real actual monster trucks, licensed monster trucks, whereas this list of 5 recently retired Lego Technic vehicles are Lego creations. They're not based on any real vehicle, so that they're kind of mitigating factors I think we should take into account for why these vehicles that have recently retired aren't performing well, and shouldn't necessarily indicate how well these monster trucks are going to do. But I thought I would just mention that because I think it's important to compare against similarly priced sets in the past. Okay, so next I want to talk about who is the target audience for these monster trucks, and a common answer would be people who like monster trucks. But where are those people? Because obviously monster trucks are going to be popular, or different levels of popularity in different countries. Now I'm based in the UK, and over here I would say they probably aren't too popular, and I would say a stereotype over here in the UK is that they're very popular in America. Now I'm not sure if that's true or not, that just might be what's shown on the media, etc. But I think the general consensus in the UK is that monster trucks are more popular in the USA than they are in the UK. But I think it's important to try and discover how popular they would be in your own marketplace, because they're more of a niche vehicle in my experience. They're not like a supercar that's widely loved by a majority of more people. They're, as I said, more niche. I think specific people like monster trucks rather than a larger volume of people who like supercars. So just to try and represent this on a graph, I'm just going to show you Google Trends. So let's look at that now, and I'm going to compare the UK, the USA and Iceland. And if you see on the x-axis at the bottom, you've basically got the time, I think in the last 12 months, and on the y-axis on the left, you've got the level from 0 to 100. And basically, this is a search term kind of graph on Google, so if it's nearer to 100, it means it's being searched for the most. So if we start off with the UK, you can see it's got a constant search time, or search entries over the last year, but it is quite low. It's hovering around that 25 marker, with the exception of a peak at around Christmas time. But overall, there's constant interest, but it's kind of low constant interest. So now if we look at the USA, we can see here is a much higher constant interest, which is about hovering around 75 mostly throughout the last year, which holds up with the stereotype, but it's good. So I think impressions of that would be maybe this monster truck set will be better for investors in the USA rather than the UK. And finally, if we compare against Iceland, you can see this chart here is much more sporadic. It goes up and down all the time from 100 to 0. Now, I think that's just because in Iceland, it's basically getting searched for not at all, and then if it does, it's going right up to the peak. But basically, this sporadic graph would indicate probably more down to the population of Iceland rather than anything. But I really just wanted to show how the search terms and the popularity between countries can vary for particular sets or particular topics. So for this one, if you're based in the USA, I would say it's kind of more of a good sign that it will do well, whereas in the UK, it might be a tougher sell because there does seem to be less interest in monster trucks over here. But overall, I think that's worth considering, because we need to sell these sets to people that are interested in them, and you want to make sure that people in your market are interested in the sets you're buying. So I wanted to put that Google Trends graph in just to represent that point there. Okay, so next I want to talk to you about 3 LEGO monster trucks that did actually retire at the end of 2021. Because while none in the 1799 LEGO Technic Monster Jam range have retired, 3 monster trucks did retire at the end of 2021. So basically I want to show you, would you have made any profit if you paid the retail price for those monster trucks? And if you sold them today in August 2022, would you make any profit, and what would that profit have been? So let's get into that next. Okay, so those 3 vehicles were the LEGO 42099 4x4 Extreme Off-Roader. Now this one had a retail price of 200 in the UK. After that, we had the 31104 Creative 3-in-1 kind of burger monster truck thing. It had a big burger on the top, if I remember. And this one had a retail of £44.99 in the UK. And lastly, we had the LEGO City 60251 monster truck. Now this one was a cheap LEGO City range monster truck, which had a retail price of £8.99 in the UK. So those were the retail prices. So now let's have a quick look to see what they'd be worth today. And again, unfortunately, it does not make good reading for the UK marketplace. I mean, if we sold these Lego sets today on eBay with a final value offer, looking at the average of sales, the big Lego 4x4 Extreme would be selling for about 140. The burger kind of truck thing would be going for about 36. And the Lego City one would be going about £7.50. So again, they are all selling for under their recommended retail prices. So, you know, indications here that maybe monster trucks might not be suited for the UK market. But as I said, this is the UK market. Your market where you're watching from might be better than in the UK. And obviously I've mentioned points previously that these sets are kind of standalone models and not in a range. But again, I just wanted to point that out to you because previous monster trucks aren't really doing that well, at least within the first 12 months post-retirement. So I think for any quick flippers out there who don't like long holds, maybe these trucks might not be the best ones to buy. But also, it's just worth noting, we're also in summer selling season and you could expect higher prices for these sets when we approach Q4. So there we go. So that's my overview of the potential of these Monster Jam trucks. Now, after all that being said, and after all I've discussed in that video, I still think they might do quite well. Well, this one in particular might do quite well based on the fact that there's still going to be 5 on the shelves next year, and this is the first one that has retired. So I have decided to invest in it, and I have got a small modest number that just in case it does do well, and I don't want to have the regret of missing out on it after researching into the set. So yeah, that's the review today. Now, I have now started setting up an Amazon affiliate link. So if you want to support me here at the channel and you want to buy this set today, I do have an affiliate link in the description where you can currently buy it from Amazon for £13.50. So if you did want to do that, that'd be great. But if not, don't worry. I appreciate you watching the content either way. But I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I'll see you in the next one.